On the morning of August 1st, 1966, shots ring out from the observation deck of the clock tower on the University of Texas campus. It marks the infamous beginning of the modern era of mass shootings in America.
You're listening to Stop the Killing. Welcome to episode 1 of Stop the Killing.
This episode, we're going to talk about probably one of the most emotional situations that we dealt with here in the United States, the massacre at Sandy Hook Elementary School. This is the most visceral situation that I've dealt with as an FBI agent.
I come with a massive geographical bias that just wants to scream at America, just get rid of those bloody guns.
I think that the guns is just a fraction of what we need to talk about in order to understand how to stop the killing.
Well, so how do you feel about that the guns aren't going anywhere?
Well, it's frustrating. There's no question about that. It's frustrating only from the result. So I'm not anti-gun. I'm anti-killing. And I'll tell you, everyone should be able to have takeaways from what we're talking about. Everybody should feel more hopeful because no matter your profession or where you are, you're going to know some facts. You're going to make some choices that are going to support your children in their schools, but they're also going to support them when they're at the movie theater and when you're walking through the mall and when you're in the park. What you hear, you'll be able to use. We've been giving fire drills to our children for decades, and the United States has not lost a child to a fire in a school since the 1950s. So why are we still giving them fire drills? We're giving them to normalize that type of training and to have them not be so fearful of fire that they don't know how to react. We see successfully in Denver, when you talk to an elementary school child, as I have in Denver, Colorado, those children take for granted that sometimes bad stuff happens or sometimes a bad person comes around, stranger, danger, and here's what you need to do. And that's the part that I think sometimes people misunderstand about drilling with run, hide, fight.
How effective is it, though, just hiding behind a locked door?
I can identify situations, including in Sandy Hook, where the shooter came to a doorway, but walked away from that doorway, walked past it. And maybe it was because that door had a paper covering up over the window. It's better to stay behind the door and stay safe, unless you believe that there's an opportunity to run, which is, of course, your best solution. You can't be shot if you're not there. The challenge is who saw those ahead of time, who might have had access to information or concerns. For instance, who would have seen his isolation? Every neighbor, potentially, everyone who might have seen him before but doesn't see him now. In fact, he actually had black plastic bags taped up on the inside of his windows because he didn't want to see the outside.
So I'm a neighbour. I can honestly say I probably wouldn't think to report windows blacked out with black rubbish bags. Hearing that, what you're saying is that no piece of the puzzle is too small, and that might be the last piece that is needed to put these puzzles together.
Right. I think that no piece of the puzzle is too small is absolutely like, I want that on the t-shirt.
What are the moments of incredible humanity, those moments of resilience and courage or bravery that we saw at Sandy Hook? Because we've seen the worst of humanity here, but that gives the opportunity to see the best of humanity.
A music teacher, most astonishing, barricaded her students inside a tiny supply closet and was able to keep her fourth graders quiet when moments later, the shooter pounded on the door and yelled, "Let me in, let me in."
Oh my God, that is so terrifying.
But you know what? Drills taught them to be quiet and to move quickly, and it likely saved their lives.